Someone had a little too much fun staging this particular scene. Bon appetit! Bon appetit! Good morning, everyone. It is 8 a.m., June 1st, 2020, and it's time for yesterday's, yes, Homestuck 2. First off, I want to thank you for your patience waiting for me to get this up. And Adam, Homestuck 2 updated, as you can see, on the 31st, which was a Sunday, and I take Sundays off. In times such as these, it's always important to have a work-life balance in order not to go completely off the rails. So, yeah, it looks like from the chapter title that we're going to be hanging out in meat space this time around. For the longest time, it's been a while, and it looks like Terezi is going to be like a big point because the title has her quirk. I wonder what they taste like. Let's see, when's the last time we were in meat space? Wow, like March? Dude, that's several months. Like 2 exactly. Crazy. Anyway, last time we were in meat space, Black Terezi became a thing, and I said, why? So they don't there's not nearly as much pages as like the previous entries, so I got a feeling that it's gonna be giant walls of text that we're gonna have to climb over. So that's gonna be a thing. Also, just a heads up, Homestuck mentioned on Twitter with some really adorable art that they're gonna be taking their first hiatus of Homestuck 2. June is not gonna have any updates whatsoever, because they're taking a little vacation. I can respect that. I guess there's nothing happening on 6/12 to celebrate Carcat's birthday. Aw. Oh wait, yours truly will be premiering a new Fridge Stuck on the 12th. But, if you are a 413 Patreon supporter of mine, you'll get to see the episode a week early and get to watch it ad-free without a guilty conscience. How about that? But yeah, without further ado, let's jump into May 31st's update. Hopefully, I'll get enough escapism to make me not feel so stressed. I'm sorry, I couldn't even finish that line. Oh, wow. I haven't felt escapism from anything Homestuck related since, oh gosh, since the epilogues came out, I guess? Once the epilogues came out, it just destroyed any and all escapism because it became so politically fueled that it just feels like I'm looking at a news feed. Let's continue. Taking a sip of tea. Chapter 10. I wonder what they taste like. Black. Oh, we're still in the blackout. Right. Coolio. Blurry space, 'cause Terezi's blind. Do, can she actually see? Okay. Well, I'm not sure what my Terezi voice is anymore. Her pants, though. That was pretty stupid. What, making out with Rose? Falling asleep here is just asking for trouble. Yeah, but it's an uninhabited planet, though, so unless it has acid rain, which Alternia has acid rain, you should be fine, Terezi. Your body is made for a beating. Nodding off like that underneath an arboreal ambulator? Who knows what could have happened? Yeah. All right. Get off my case about it already. It's not like I did it on purpose. We're just lucky there isn't any wind at the moment. I've established that this is why they move. The ambulators are plants in the strict sense, but exhibit locomotive behavior due to their unique construction. So the planet has 0 wind, but the trees move. Are they Ents? The main body of the plant consists of a network of hollow tube-like growths through which air may travel. These networks are so sophisticated that the shifting pressure inside the trunk and branches can cause the entire plant to uproot itself and begin walking, provided the conditions are right. This process, while majestic, can have drastic effects on the plant's surroundings. I see. Oh wow, bunny bees! Oh, are these roses creatures? Because it's got like the striped legs like her scarves. But it's rabbits. Swish. That's good. Anyway, she just looks so judgmental hovering right there. The constant shifting of the soil creates large crevices and ravines almost instantly, redirecting watercourses and altering the landscape up over and over with each stride. Huh. Oh, what have we here? A strange creature seems to become trapped in the shifting terrain. However, it seems undistressed by the dangerous situation in which it finds itself. Perhaps it calls this precarious place its home. Seems my investigation of this bizarre planet has only begun. I wonder what they taste like. Don't do it. Oh no! Charles Dutton! I think it's supposed to be him. Has science gone too far? Okay. Oh, it's a robot unicorn. Always I wanna be with you and make believe with you and live in harmony, harmony, oh Lord. I love it. Oh, wow. So it's like a mixture of a salamander and okay. So it's a salamander, iguana, crocodile, but I don't know what else it is, but it's beautiful. I want several of them. Please. It's so creepy. Okay. Oh, wow. That octopus thing is like, kill me. I'm a mistake of nature. Oh boy. Some sort of grub horsey beast. What a truly magnificent beast! A chill falls over Terezi, draping her in shadows. The monster rears its gelatinous bulk over her and unleashes a noise from its cavernous mouth that can really only be described as a squelch made of vocal cords. Ah, no. Fun abandoned, survival instincts fully engaged. Terezi runs. She throws backward sniffs over her shoulder as she tears through the scrubby cling of the planet's undergrowth, catching fractured impressions of exactly what has decided to chase her. A shuddering 20-foot monstrosity that somehow seems to both scamper and glide, like a centipede, rustling like foliage as it moves, as if an entire forest is bearing down on her. Her heels sink into the bubbling mud. The whole landscape is fighting her. The creature is too strange for her to get a full picture of it like this. The problem with using smells to navigate the world is that the unfamiliar can be difficult to parse. Every whiff over her shoulder gives her another blurry glimpse of what the beast is. Rose shared her books with Terezi when she was on the ship, and her favorite by far was the compendium of the zoologically dubious. Everything contained inside was so unbelievably unlikely. This creature appears to be a combination of all of them. All this sticking her nose backward is just asking for trouble, and with a particularly vicious twist, Terezi's ankle turns and she goes down into the mud. Thought so. She lost a shoe! The centipede tree avatar of Ultimate Horror doesn't waste any time hauling her up by the boot, the fetid stench of the alien mud making her vision go streaky and dark. Hot, reeking breath washes over her, but her entire body is coated ice that ripples and spikes across her ribs and on down into her gastric sac. It's fear, Pure and simple. Unsurprising when being menaced by a monster, but it does not last for more than a second. A cold flame that instantly burns itself out, and all of a sudden she is just deeply, impossibly, indescribably tired, down to her bones. Honestly, she really has no right to feel this fatigue. This crushing embrace of endless struggle. Terezi Pyrope has not had an easy life by anyone's standards, but so much of her 13 or so sweeps has just been standing still, waiting, huddling blind and half dead in her recupercoon, the soaper burning the hideous mess that the sun has left her eyes, a light with a hatred so layered and intense that she couldn't make any sense of it. It was horrifying, the pain or fury, but also admittedly very boring. Then there were the sweeps on the meteor, the endless gelatinous stretches of time and the chaos of the outer ring, searching for Vriska, ostensibly, but also maybe for just a chance to dry up, to disappear, go extinct. Terezi doesn't know if it's an attribute of her aspect or the sheer psychic damage of spending so long in the company of two humans with god complexes. Maybe it's just an inherited symptom of being conscious. But sometimes it feels like none of them are going to get out of this, alive or dead. A truncated version of all of this races through Terezi's head as the monster lifts her towards its gaping mouth, hot, hideous strands of drool hitting her face. Stop. She doesn't hear the words exactly. She more gets the impression that they're being said, hanging in the air around her like sound effects in a comic book. Stop. The monster freezes in place, and so does Terezi, although she can tell that the words aren't for her. It's still alive. She can feel it breathing, but it absolutely is unable to disobey the word. With some undignified squirming, Terezi manages to get a hand in the pocket of her coat. This sucks. Don't struggle, it'll only make it more likely to attack. How do you know that? Are you in some hideous pan-meld psychic communication with this towering monstrosity? Is this an extension of your ravaged psyche, Lalonde? Am I in fact currently being held in your very tentacles? I'm devastated to report that those are really more vines than tentacles, and even worse, they aren't mine. I'm holding the creature with the Terminal 1 we have at our disposal in the lab, but as I'm sure you can recall from your brief tenure as Dave's patron, those commands can be overruled. So I think it would be best to just behave the same way you would with any wild animal, and make as few moves as you can, as slowly as you can make them. Your tentacle dreams will be forced to remain the stuff of fantasy. For now. What do you mean, patron? The human you took it upon yourself to troll? The one of us you chose to enact your revenge on? I never really thought of it like that. We were all trolling you. Well, most of us were. Solix did not give a crap, and Aradia was dead most of the time. Tavros and Equius tried, but they were pretty horrible at it. Now that I think about it, I guess we did sort of play favorites. Dave and I had a lot in common back then, or at least it felt like we did. As I come to understand it, for a while at least, we were all being steered in the right direction by a debatably benevolent force, one imposed on us by the game itself, even if we had yet to enter it. You don't believe me? No, I do. It sounds incredibly dumb and unlikely, but so does everything else that happened to any of us. So you are doing the same thing to these creatures that some other creatures did to you and your friends? I suppose that's a fair assessment, although we were not our own creators. It was John who... I hate to break up the recap episode, but we need to deal with this situation before it gets out of hand. Specifically, the giant hand that is currently wrapped around Terezi. Is that a hand? It doesn't look like a hand. I thought it was vines. And how are you here anyway? I have administrative privileges. You have administrative privileges to my palm husk? Yes. Don't let it get to you. My father has a habit of appearing in places he's not wanted. But you were saying? I was saying that we should get Terezi down from there before continuing our mining to the core themes of our personal narratives. Of course. I'll take care of it. Appreciate it. I wish you wouldn't do that where I can see it. Do what? The thing where you get people who are not me to do whatever it is you want them to. Mind control. I have never engaged in mind control. I don't think any human is capable of it. What I do is completely different. True, you just make them really, really want to do whatever you want to do. It's not mind control, because you're not telling them directly. You're just making it so that everyone wants to comply with you. That's still mind control in my book. It's like propaganda. And Homestuck's full of propaganda these days. Anyway. T. Okay, but does that actually matter if it just has the same results that mind control would have? Have you considered that, Mr. Thought Experiment? I have, actually, and if you want to talk about it, we absolutely can. And not just that, whatever you want. I've got nothing but time. Okay, let's talk then. Let's start with the ambient stop that was been hanging in the air releases. Terezi lets out a shuddering breath. She doesn't think she'd been holding it in the whole time, but then again, she hadn't been really paying attention. Her feet touched the muddy ground, squelching between her left toes. She lost both boot and sock on her mad scamper. What the heck is going on? You can make more boots. I'm not talking about the boots, Nook Breath. I meant the menagerie from hell. Well, we've encountered a couple bumps along the road. You don't say. Whatever gave you that impression, Strider? The fact that I was one solitary glance nugget away from having my head nommed off? Don't worry, it won't try that again. It may be a catastrophic and absolutely hideous failure, but it will do what it is told. Is that any way to talk about your slime wriggler? Don't you love all your experiments equally? No. So sad. You guys really suck at this. Yeah, agreed. Wow, that was much less painful and long-winded than I expected it to be. What was? Convincing you that all these designs that you've come up with suck? I thought you would tell me that all of it is part of some grand plan, that they suck on purpose or something like that. Well, it is a part of the grand plan, and they do suck on purpose, but it's not my purpose, it's Rose. She's remarkably bad at this, voluntarily. Do you mean that she's trying to sabotage all your grand creations, oh powerful god prince? No, she's playing the game. That part hasn't been a problem. I mean, she's just been making incredibly nonsensical decisions and refusing to back down, even when I up the ante to preposterous levels. You should see some of the stuff she's come up with. I'm pretty sure I just watched, Wow on Legs walk by this morning. I don't think I saw that one. Despite her initial resistance, Rose has gone completely feral. You mean that she's having fun? Yes. And what is wrong with a little bit of fun, Your Highness? Nothing. I've got absolutely no problem with having a good time while we see to the boring and altogether completely frivolous task of seeding the future of this planet. But she really... You expected her to be the one to hold you back instead of the other way around? No, that's not it. Yes, I think it is it. No, I think you're just disagreeing with me out of spite. That's not true. I think that you project too much onto Rose. Okay, diving right in, picture me rolling up my sleeves. I have never seen you wear sleeves. And you never will. By project, do you mean that I expect Rose to be too much like myself? No, I mean the opposite. You expect her to be better than you. You want her to prevent all your worst tendencies, the way I used to with Vriska when we were Moirails. Rose and I aren't Moirails. I know it might look similar from your perspective, but human familial bonds, blah, 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 I know about your human family bull. It sucks. I don't understand why anybody does it. Why would you want to be stuck with someone just because they come from the same slurry that you do? I don't know. You're expecting Rose to catch you when you go too far. She isn't going to do that, I don't think. In fact, I think she's more likely to go too far than you are. What makes you say that? I don't know, just a feeling, I guess. I might not be a god-modded dork in cosplay, but I'm still a seer, and I've spent way more time with the two of you than almost anyone else, which is incredibly depressing to think about. Anyway, if you don't like the way Rose is doing things, why don't you just not mind control her into doing it the right way? Problem solved. I've made the decision to freehand this one. I'm not planning to influence Rose's decision in any part of the contest. Otherwise, it's too easy and barely worth doing at all. No matter what, you always choose the most boring option, Sturk Strider. So you're saying you want me to mind control Rose? No, I'm saying that I think you're a coward. Perhaps I'll tell her that you've been whispering your strange little incantations in her ear over the last few sweeps like a creepy weirdo. No, you won't. If you were going to, you would have already. The two of you have sure been spending enough time with each other. Now who's being creepy? So what are you going to do? Start over? We're gonna have to, I'm thinking. I'm not sure how Rose is gonna react to scrapping all her precious boys and girls, though. Unless you think I should still project my image of what I think Rose should do, and she actually won't give a crap. No, I think she'll be conflicted unless you mind control her not to be. Not mind control. Whatever. It's totally mind control. This is mind control to Major Rose. That ended kind of abruptly, but coolio. I guess we'll be spending a little bit more time in Meat Space when we get back in July. Just got a feeling if I play my cards right and I'm able to get my fridge stuck stuff out on the 12th, but earlier for Patreon people, if I play my cards right, I might be able to get like an extra bonus Homestuck related-ish thing out this month as well. I've already got all like the steps kind of planned out. It'll be great whenever Hive Swap comes back. That's just a little hint. But yeah, I think that's all I have for now. Can't really think of anything else to say. Just wow, some of these designs, I especially love that like little yellow, like kind of hippopotamus dragon sort of thing. Very cute. Loved it. I would really love if that stayed. Please let it stay. But anyway, thank you guys all for watching. I will see you all next time. Bye!
Hey there. Consider becoming a patron, just like the phenomenal Bleed Red, Alexander Madeline, Uranium Coffee, and Ryan Nelson.